In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the fastest methods to farm gumdrops in Bee Swarm Simulator. Maybe you're saving up for Gummy Bee, as I know it costs a lot of gumdrops, or maybe you're just trying to craft glues, or maybe you just straight up need gumdrops. Well, lucky for you, I've put together the fastest methods to farm them, so without any further ado, here we go. Now, starting off with method number 1, probably one of my favorites, as it's the most efficient. It's actually the Gumdrop Dispenser. Now, a lot of people forget this thing is actually here, but yes, it does indeed exist, and my gosh, the price is amazing. 1 ticket equals 3 gumdrops. Now that's already a really good trade-off. Maybe if you're a noob trying to save up for Gummy Bee, but you have no real way to grind gumdrops, this is probably one of the best ones for you, as you can just trade tickets for gumdrops. And even if you're not in an early game, it's still a really good method because of how fast you can get the gumdrops. Some of the other methods I'm going to show later in this video will actually take a fair amount of time to get a good amount of gumdrops, but with the Gumdrop Dispenser, you can just instantly buy them, which comes in very, very handy. Now, next up is an extremely easy method just because it's mostly AFK, not so much grinding. It's actually the Stump Snail. Now, believe it or not, Stump Snail can drop anywhere from 50 to a literal 2,500 gumdrops when you defeat it. So that means if you were extremely lucky, you could afford Gummy Bee after only 1 Stump Snail defeat. But that just makes Stump Snail all the better. And like I stated, it's only AFK, so you don't actually have to physically grind out in order to get these gumdrops. And Stump Snail also drops 50 guaranteed tickets when you defeat it. So if you really want gumdrops, you can also trade those 50 tickets for an extra 150 gumdrops at the Gumdrop Dispenser. Now, the great thing about Stump Snail is you can actually get even more gumdrops if you just place a candy planter in Stump Field. All planters drop loot, but the candy planter in specific actually drops more gumdrops. So it's already good to grow candy planters, and if you're gonna AFK already doing Stump Snail, well, you might as well slap a candy planter in there to get some extra gumdrops. Now, keep in mind, you can get gumdrops from pretty much any planter. As you can see right there, I just got a couple from my petal planter, but to be perfectly honest with you, the candy planter is probably the most efficient one, and it's also really cheap. After that's a really simple but overpowered one. Every day when you're logging into Bee Swarm Simulator to get your daily rewards, make sure you just quickly use the sprout spawner, as there's a small chance you can get a gummy sprout, and if you're lucky, you can average anywhere from 30 to 50 gumdrops every single gummy sprout. I don't know why people don't do this more often. You literally just have to press the E button, and it summons you an absolutely free sprout. Now, this next method actually takes some work, but trust me, it's worth it, and that would actually be Stickbug, as between rounds, Stickbug has a chance to drop you gumdrops, and same with the stick nymphs. So simply grinding Stickbug challenge is a great way to get gumdrops, especially during Beesmas. And if you don't want to do Stickbug, well, there's also Puffshrooms as well. Puffshrooms spawn every half an hour, and simply hopping on every 30 minutes to do some Puffshrooms actually gets you a fair amount of gumdrops, and the more you do it, the more those gumdrops stack up. Now, maybe all these methods sound great to you, but if you really want the absolute easiest method to farm gumdrops, it's macro. I kid you not, macro is probably the easiest method you're gonna get. Most of the time, I'll macro in Pine Tree because I like to collect a bit of pollen with my macroing, but if you really want a ton of gumdrops, just run a nice bug run macro. And if you would like to know how to set up macro, don't forget to click this video right here in order to figure out how to get them. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.